This is a picture of an engine. Yes. You have the drivetrain chain. Yes. Connecting rods, cylinders, spark plugs, electronic ignition system. You have a camshaft. Oh, fuel injection system. Oh. Now, for a lot of men, they got into this idea of what it means to be a man. Yeah. And they use all these different ways of explaining what they're thinking. Yes. I thought it was a bad idea because I've had some discussions with individuals that seem to have a difficult time just using normal language. Now, I thought that what I would do was manufacture a large amount of fuel. Yes. And the mega giant gas field, more than 300 trillion feet of natural gas. Yes. Looks like they got some mega giants in the super giant gas fields. Why don't you get me those that work in natural gas? Every location of this world. You know, we're not going to Illuminatist the sexuality of heterosexuals. And for every homosexual that thinks I need to include them in every discussion, I don't. I don't think I need to include you, Pooch. For all the heterosexuals, yes, that want the intimacy and the love of being in a relationship, yes, where they get to love one another for the rest of their lives because of the eroticism of the heterosexual sexual relationship. I'm very supportive, yes, of the conception of children, the breastfeeding of women, and the idea of reinventing the breast implant for the most natural large breasted women. Now, I spent some time again thinking about these implants. Pooch, why don't you get me all the the plastic surgeons that have been putting in the silicone implants? I thought that the use of the Illuminatist electric grid destroyed that, causing a lot of death and pain and suffering to those that have implants. Now, I wanted to use the gas douche, kind of a balloon douche, yes, to freshen up the ovarian follicles. Yes. And then I redesigned the massager that happens to be very healthy for the actual vaginal massage. Yes. And then I thought we'd have C-sections at the top of the stomach instead of cutting the vaginal muscle and the cervix channel. Yes. And then there was this whole idea that every volunteer would volunteer their bodily fluids, their actual fat, a little, well, I asked for some of your fat. It's kind of like a liposuction, except I'm the one that asks where I get the fat from. You'll have to be naked so I can tell you what I like you to volunteer. Everybody thought it was on the stomach or maybe the butt cheeks or the hips, but maybe you have some fat in a location that I myself would say that I think it'd be better if we liposuction that location. My gosh, you have a lot of fat there. Exactly how big is that?